So, the federal government supported 6 vaccines, and they chose those vaccines and those manufacturers, those companies, because of their ability to scale the production and distribution of the vaccines. And they had 2 for each platform: mRNA vaccines, subunit protein vaccines, and viral vectored vaccines. Now, the differences between them, one was brand new, one well established, and one that has a fair amount of experience, but not actually licensed yet. And that was a kind of a stroke of genius, and things moved around very fast, because we cut corners for safety, but we put money behind activities in parallel, so that we were able to move into efficacy trials within months of identifying the causative organism, the virus that causes COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2. Of those 6, 3 have achieved emergency authorization, which has allowed them to be used in adults 18 above in 2 cases. And for Pfizer, they did their original study down to age 16 and received authorization for 16 and above. That's great news. It's had a huge impact in communities, as we heard from our outstanding, the testimony we got from the children earlier. The data that we've got so far that supports their use: Pfizer is authorized now, and Moderna has submitted an application to the FDA to be authorized for 12 and above. And what we're seeing in those age groups is an excellent safety profile. They have similar reactogenicity to what is seen in adults. And very impressively, they get excellent immune responses. If anything, they're at least as good or better than adults. And although the studies are much smaller, we still got a clinical signal. We still had some cases of COVID-19 in the placebo arms of those studies, and can say that almost all the cases occurred in the placebos. So it protects against disease as well as producing the kind of immune response and safety profile that we see in adults. I'm sure we'll talk about myocarditis at some point. It's very, very rare, and it appears to be transient, and it's too early to say whether there are long-term issues, but it's very, very rare, well tolerated, doesn't require a lot of treatment. And so generally speaking, it's very, very encouraging. And compared to the risk of COVID-19 in that age group, 12 to 17, the risks are much, much smaller for the vaccine than acquisition of the disease.